So I liked what you posted the other day about me and you and how the marriage is not a competition. I want to hear more about that.
Oh, yeah. So basically what I was saying was when your spouse wins, you're winning, because marriage isn't a competition, it's a covenant. And basically was just sharing around this past season where, you had just finished Pathfinders, you were in Convergence, you were ready to go, and God has been telling you for months, like, step out as an artist. But every time you talk about it, I would shut down because I didn't see any income coming. And so when you finally came to me and you were like, if I'm gonna step out as an artist, Dana, I'm gonna have to really focus on writing songs, making video content and content for social media, and that takes focus. And so I'm gonna have to say no to some projects to say yes to this. So there's not, I'm working, but there's not gonna be any income for a while. And so, obviously I'd already laid down everything 3.5 years ago to go stand on the front lines of pro-life, and went down to like a third of my income. While I watched God provide, that was a really scary thing for me, because I really had security and money and financial security. And so we've been through a lot of risk already as a married couple, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for this next risk. But then it's like God reminded me of our vows. And one of the things I said to you was, Joel, in God you can't fail. The only way you'll fail is if you don't take risk. And so I even said, I want you to take as many risks as you need so that you can walk out God's design for your life. So here we are 3.5 years later, and God's like, do you remember those vows? And he basically said that I was not trusting you and I was actually in the way. And so he said, Dana, can I ask you a question? Are you placing your husband's value on his income or on his obedience? And so that really was like, okay. And before, because I've been through so many layers of healing and process, and there's always, we're not perfect, but we're progressing, but we can't have progress without process, right? So I remember I used to go into the injustice bucket and be like, God, this isn't fair. I've worked hard my whole life. Why do I have to, why do I? And in this time I said, no, you created me for risk. And then that's when we were like, no, we're going to sow a 2023 offering. Our church had asked us to sow $2023 just to sow a 2023 offering, but we weren't sowing to get back because that's a byproduct, but we were sowing to break a mindset. I wanted to go into the next level of faith and break that mindset and show God that I'm going to give up what I'm attached to. So through that, now there's just so much peace. I'm not looking at our checking account. I'm not looking at all that kind of stuff. I'm actually walking in more freedom now. And I realize when I see the way God is working all of this stuff out with your music and what you're able to do to minister to other people, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an adventurous lifestyle. This is the lifestyle God's wanted to give me. And so I'm like, why? I mean, there's a necessary structure that you need to have to make life work, but God wants us to have an adventure. So I'm just so happy that I can be on the journey with you and take risk. And I've actually found freedom along the way. So we're both winning. So when I see your songs, I write them down in my journal as, God, thank you for this. Like, cause that's our win. It's not just my win or your win. It's our win, cause it's covenant.